Hey, hello, and welcome to Game Week 20 in our FPL Kopikaki's tips. Okay, today we have myself, Fonzie, as well as Pio over there, but unfortunately, we don't have our other guru, Tefi, who's out on important family business. All right, so Pio, how did your team do last week? I mean, last
Ah,
game week.
I thought we were not going to start with this actually, but sure, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have the team up first. I thought, considering the circumstances, my team was not too bad,
Uh huh.
especially with 25 points on the bench.
Look at that.
Wait, I can't even count. Yeah, I think it's about there. 25 points on the bench, and the wrong captain.
Who
Hmm.
do you captain?
And
Oh,
I captain.
Palmer, right? Yeah, two
Yeah,
times two for easy to count.
yeah. So this is one of the drawbacks of playing the game the way I do, where I always put the opponents playing against United on the bench. So that is one way to not play the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
don't do
true.
that because having said that, look at the massive points given by my three Newcastle players. Amazing. All three of them returned, actually. Burn even had a bonus point. Hall took all 3 points, all three bonus points, and Gordon had an assist with a clean sheet.
So truth be told, we do get some stats and we do know what we're talking about in terms of the games, but unfortunately, at the end of the day, we follow our gut, which tends to be wrong quite
It's
often.
no, no,
Yeah,
no, no, no,
it's
wrong, wrong.
bas-
Fonzie,
it's not gut,
Fonzie.
it's a sentiment. I think it's sentiment.
Correct. Yes, yes. Because our guts know that United are going to lose,
Yeah,
but no,
yeah,
because of this deep sense of loyalty that we have to our
mm,
club,
yeah.
we put these players on the bench.
Okay, we shall see. Okay, in a short while, we're gonna go through our team, so we're gonna see whether or not our friend here has any Liverpool players playing against us. Okay, so moving forward from there, I would like to say that it's important for us to consider that in the upcoming game weeks, if you want to plan ahead, that Liverpool and Everton are gonna have a double game week at some point in time, maybe 24, 25. And at the same time, we also have our assistant manager chip that's coming on in, I think, game week 24, in which case you might want to think because that assistant manager will take up the slot of a player in a team, you know. Pardon the word slot there. But if you want to use slot and slot in the team, then you might want to consider how many Liverpool players that you want to have in the upcoming game weeks. Because their line of fixtures seems quite good. Okay, so you think about that as we go along. So as
Bear
we
in mind,
go right now,
uh,
mm-hmm.
just bear in mind that slot takes up one of the players, one of the maximum three players slots from the same club. So
See, slot again.
slot again.
Mm. Yeah. You're not gonna put Amorim? Uh,
uh, let's see how United performs against Liverpool this
let's
weekend.
show some character, man. Okay, so moving on, let's go on to what who are the players that we actually suggest. Okay, so the first one we have in mind. Okay, let's go defense first. Is this man?
Hmm.
Man,
Wasn't Real Madrid distracting him already?
yeah, I should think so. He already made his decision to leave the club at the end of the season because he's possibly leaving as a free agent. So it could be. But having said that, he is still the highest scoring. Uh, no, actually behind Aina, but he has points rivaling many midfielders actually with his attacking potential. And on top of that, because he's an attacking, but he's also a defender, there is still the potential of points in clean sheets. When you put those two together, it makes it very difficult to ignore Trent in your team. Correct?
Um, Having
In
said
your
that,
team
however,
against Menu.
no, no, definitely not. I can take my word for it. There's not going to be a single Liverpool player in my starting 11,
Mm.
and that includes Salah, people, because Salah.
But he'll be on your bench, lah.
I pray that he's going to blank. But having said that, however, looking at Trent's stats, he's only had one goal, and most of his points are coming from the
Mm-hmm.
clean sheets that he
Mm-hmm.
has.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he has four assists as well. But
Yes.
this was his first goal that he scored over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful goal, but is Trent really someone that you're going to spend 7.2 mil on?
Yeah.
Is it going to be worth it? That's something you need to think about.
Against Menu, I don't know.
Ah,
Menu's defense hasn't exactly been fantastic, you know. Despite being a Menu fan and knowing that I really want Menu to win, but it's very hard to bet against Liverpool at this point in time. Okay, where are they playing? Where are they playing?
they are playing at Old Trafford, where they had the 5-0, 6-0. I don't even know how many nil. Okay, so
I show you the prediction, right? Some of my friends were sending me 27 nil, 5 goals from Salah and two own goals. Amazing. Okay, next on our list, I know.
Ola Aina. Okay, so
Uh,
this man is the definition of consistency, I feel.
mm-hmm,
Okay, I mean certain matches against tough opposition like City and United, Aston Villa, he didn't return. But everything else, because City's defense is suddenly amazing. Matt Sells as a keeper is really doing his job in helping to
mm,
keep clean sheets, and this guy pops up with a goal every now and then.
yeah.
And if you look at his stats, he has two goals
Mm-hmm,
already,
mm-hmm,
and he's not known for scoring goals.
mm-hmm,
So he's a good pick, lah.
mm-hmm.
But is he really a differential? He's already owned by 22%, 22.7% of players in
Must,
the game.
must remember, as a Nottingham Forest player, he's actually the highest points for a defender. Actually, he's even further ahead compared to Trent and Gabriel.
Mm.
Okay, who are actually much more established and in much stronger, so-called stronger teams. So as a result, you might want to consider him because at a price of 5.2, he's actually very good value for the money. On top of
Mm.
that, he's playing full games.
Yep.
There's only one game where he didn't play the full minutes. So I think he's a solid choice. And the third option, okay, as suggested by Pio here, is
This man, this
Lewis
man,
Hall. Mm-hmm.
this man. We spoke about him, I think, about two podcasts ago. All
Mm.
right.
Yeah.
Taffy mentioned him, Lewis Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting to note is that he is very attacking and he takes corners as well. He takes
Mm.
some set pieces, particularly the corner kicks and all that. So
Yeah.
Lewis Hall, he is really a definition of an overlapping wingback, and this is another one that Chelsea let go.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, Chelsea or Man City, I can't remember, but this is the one that got away. And
Mm.
Eddie Howe is amazing. Eddie
Mm.
Howe, he's just proving season after season that he's able to get the best out of his players. And is it Fonzie, is it really time for us to talk about a double Newcastle defense? Because that was what we did last time, 2 seasons ago, two or
Mm.
1 season ago, when Newcastle were just keeping clean sheets. And the reason why I say this is because for the last 4 games, there have been 4 consecutive clean sheets.
Mm.
And if you notice my team, I have two Newcastle defenders in my team, and I keep Burn on the bench each time, and he's burning me because he's giving me points which is not going into my team.
Who
So
asked you to not play him against Menu? So, yeah,
see,
for the Newcastle current run of 4 clean sheets in the past 4 games, as well as Lewis Hall is actually on form, and at the moment, as you mentioned, he's a good differential because low percentage owned at about only 15%. So something that might really want to consider. All right, so that rounds up our defensive line. There are others, of course,
shout
that
shout out
will
to
be.
our good friends Benjamin, who is
Mm,
really flying high,
mm,
and Eat also another Newcastle fan.
mm. Oh, but I am reminded of one more defender, Robinson. Okay, Fulham is
Ah,
having he has high points again, with an assist last game, and there's a good looking fixtures coming up with his
very,
Ipswich and West Ham,
very good.
which
Ipswich, West
have
Ham, and
been
Leicester,
rubbish. Yeah.
and United.
Mm.
So you can bank on the fact that Robinson is going to get points in the next 4 games.
But you're not gonna put him anyway, so
Yeah,
yeah. Okay,
yeah.
midfield. In the midfield realm, you cannot be Salah with Salah. Unfortunately, as as much as I prefer this new hairstyle, but really you can't go wrong with him. He's been scoring in the last 3 games, even managing a goal and assist in the last game. Uh, he's, and because everyone has him, if you don't have him and if you don't captain him, you will be severely punished, which is what happened to both of us in the last game week.
If you don't captain him,
Mm.
that's
If
the
you don't captain
irritating
him,
thing.
so are you going to captain him against Menu? As
No, he's gonna be
again,
on my bench. He's
as
gonna
much
be on my bench
as I
because
don't, and then
Salah will
and
have
then
a hat.
you're gonna put bench boost, right? As much as
Right.
I don't want him, sorry, as much as I don't want a Menu to lose, but he's
This is
on
it.
fire.
I
Well,
think this is
we
the
let,
year. I think this is the year for Salah. He's probably going to be a very strong Ballon d'Or contender.
mm,
His strikes are amazing. He makes the team tick. I mentioned this before. Without Salah, I just said it right. There's no Liverpool. I think.
uh,
I'm just
like
hoping
Suarez.
that he has even beaten Suarez, and he's a winger. He's not even a striker. He's beaten for Suarez in terms of the number of goals taken to
Mm,
be in the least number of games, and he's
mm,
the first player to hit 200 points in the whole fantasy Premier League game.
interesting.
Okay,
Okay,
so this guy is it lah.
okay, we're blistering past time. Huh? We go to the next one. Cole Palmer. Okay.
Uh, it's a cold drought from him for the last three games already, I think.
Yeah,
Okay, other than
inconsistent.
the exception of last game where he
Yeah,
scored one goal,
yeah.
his points haven't been fantastic. He's not. He's more of an explosive player, but even with his number of points, you look at the total number of points that he's produced. Is he
Mm-hmm,
going to be worth it? Because he's 70 points away. He's 60 points away from Salah in terms of fantasy
mm-hmm.
FPL points.
Yet he's still second in terms of
Yeah,
the
he's
total
still
number of
second.
points. Yeah,
True, true.
he's not.
But
He's not. He produces a lot of points every few games. So it's
yes,
a matter of whether or not you want to gamble on him in the next game. Yeah.
correct. And the ownership is another thing to consider because he is
Mm,
at 68.8%, highest
mm-hmm,
one after Salah, if I'm
mm.
not wrong.
Yeah. Then
Yeah,
since we're going down the list, right? We go to the third on the list, which is Mbuemo.
Buemo.
Buemo, Buemo is another one who's actually gotten to play full games. His minutes are really, really good. He's playing every single game, and he's scoring every few games now. Managed to score one goal in the last game against Arsenal. Mm.
True. Next match looks good against Southampton. Everybody scores against Southampton
Mm-hmm.
except for
But
United,
after
if I'm
that,
not
after
wrong.
that run of two more difficult games.
Make it four because Crystal Palace seem to be getting their act together slowly, as
Mm-hmm.
well as Tottenham after that. Okay, it's a red on this thing, but okay, maybe Mbemo can score against Tottenham. Lah. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Technically, high number of goals scored, just behind Palmer and Salah, but with a tough run of games. Okay, the next one that you suggested was Anthony Gordon. Tell me
yeah.
why.
Is it
Just
time?
tell
Is
me
it
why.
time to get Anthony? So, our Newcastle fans will be very happy to see that their players are being featured in every single position that we're going to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Gordon is a representative for the midfielders.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he
On
is
form.
not going to. He is really on form in terms of returning something in every game. Since
Mm-hmm.
game week 13,
Mm-hmm.
except for one game until the last game week, he has returned points in every single game. It's either an assist or a goal
Yeah.
for him, Anthony Gordon. And he's quite decently priced as well. If you think it's about 7.4,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a bit of a differential still because he's at 14.7%, and he is the penalty taker as well.
Mm-hmm.
So why not Anthony Gordon? I've had him for about 2 to 3 weeks already, and he has produced points for me.
Yeah, on the
So
bench. So
no,
yeah, it's somebody for you to consider, somebody who's consistent, as you
only the
said,
last
to
game.
producing points. But it's a matter of whether or not you feel that. I mean, for some of us who are trying to catch up and try to get higher positions in the league, whether you want somebody who's you know consistent, right? Is very it's going to be very helpful for you.
It's as the meme says, it's not much, but it's an honest day's work.
S- Something rather than nothing. Okay. Talking about something rather than nothing, finally, this fella has got something rather than nothing.
Ooh. Is
Okay.
it time to get him back? This guy is your differential right now. He's on 30% only. Is it time to
Yeah.
bring him back in? Not, I'm really not sure, but he looked good. He seemed focused, but he still only produced just one goal. But as usual, he looked
Just
threatening.
just one goal, but we got to remember to give him credit because he's still the highest goal scorer in this season with 14 goals. All the
in 19
other
games.
strikers coming in, yeah, all the other
Yeah.
goals, other players are coming in behind. Even Isak and Wood and all are still behind in terms of goals scored compared to him. He has had a dry run of matches, a 3 game drought. Um, but is he worth 14? Because sacrificing that amount of value could actually reduce your ability to get other players like Salah, like Mboimo, if you want to bank on him. But then, you know, if he is good, if he's really back and he's going to start scoring again, it makes us wonder, it makes us really consider whether or not, it's worth having him and
Hmm.
sacrificing some of our other midfielders and some of our attack. But
Is
he's
it really
14.
worth it? Is it really worth it? Because I have a feeling if he were to come in, people may start selling Palmer away because of his lack of form. They
Mm.
may want consistency over explosiveness.
Hmm.
And
Okay,
yeah, I don't think they're going to let Salah go.
next one.
Yeah, this guy. This guy is
How,
playing
how,
like
how to bet
Henry.
against him?
This guy is
He's,
playing
he's
like Henry ever since he came back from injury. A
Yeah, man.
goal, scores a goal.
He's been scoring in the past 6 games.
Mm.
Scoring is like a routine for him now. Scoring for fun. He has very good minutes. And after Spurs, Spurs is the tough fixture. But after Spurs is a nice run of fixtures against Wolves, Bournemouth, and Southampton. After that, as mentioned earlier, like, actually we talked about it earlier with the other players also. So I think it's a good opportunity for him.
Mm. Isak has really gelled with the team. I think the team is also feeding him really well. He's getting quality balls in. Lewis Hall is putting the ball in. Gordon is putting the ball in. Even Jacob Murphy, who's a defensive midfielder, is playing so far up and
Yep.
those back heels and all that. He seems to have built an understanding with the rest of the team. So
Yeah.
you can bet on this guy scoring.
Okay. Your next suggestion. Wood
This
on
guy
you.
is a proper differential. Chris Wood.
Yeah.
He's not going to be. He's also like a bit like a Gordon. All he does is just to put the ball in the net. Simple. That's it.
Mm.
And then Nottingham will defend for the rest of their lives
Yep.
throughout the game. That's it. And that's how they are winning games, and that's why they are third in the Premier League, flying
Yeah,
high.
yeah, amazing,
Mm.
amazing performance. I mean, with him and Aina, can you imagine? They are having a wonderful season. They're doing a
Mm.
Leicester. Basically, they're doing a Leicester. We see how far this run of
Not yet. I wouldn't go
yeah,
there yet. Liverpool is 6 points ahead with the game in hand.
yeah, but still,
Okay,
still
okay,
at
okay.
the run of form that they're having, you never know.
Okay. And they
Moving
are the
on.
only ones to beat Liverpool, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. This guy, João Pedro. Okay, so he is. I see him as a deep lying playmaker. He likes to come down and then he gives the assist and all that. So it's
Yeah.
a very different player, not the traditional striker.
Hmm.
He's not your Chris Wood. He's not going to be
Yeah.
staying up there. He likes to
Yeah.
move down and then be very mobile. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and that's why you are guaranteed that he's going to be creating those scoring chances, and
Yeah.
he's first to the second ball.
Yeah.
So that's João Pedro lah for me.
Mm.
And the good thing that's working in his favor is that Welbeck is
Mm.
injured,
Hmm. So
and
he has minutes. Yeah.
Evan Ferguson is only coming back from injury, so he's not going to be coming in anytime soon. So
Hmm.
João Pedro is a good bet to start the match for Brighton.
Yeah. Having said that, we want to see because it reminds me of how Rooney used to play. But having said that, Rooney was a complete striker first before he started going deep and taking balls away and coming back and doing assists and everything, doing that job. If
Mm.
he can achieve those levels of success, well, he can really do wonders. Now,
Mm.
finally, let's go on to this.
Hey, hang on. Is that Ronaldo? It's Gabby Jesus. So basically, this guy, with 3 goals, 2 assists,
Mm-hmm,
and 6 bonus points
mm-hmm.
in the last 3 matches.
Yep,
Is
sounds
he
good, right?
returning?
Sounds
Yeah.
good, right?
So I know quite a few people actually brought him in after that Crystal Palace hammering by Arsenal, and he blanked in the following match.
Mm-hmm,
And just when people thought they are about to sell him, he pops up with a goal and an assist
mm-hmm,
in the last match.
mm-hmm.
So is he worth it? Um,
You gotta ask two questions. Number one, is he gonna get the full run of minutes? game time. That's one. The second is he has a tendency, right?
Mm.
Remember you were telling me earlier.
Yeah. So every time I was telling Fonzie earlier that every time during the transfer window, Gabriel Jesus gets into the form of his life, scores goals with severely overperforming his stats, his shots and all that. He's so accurate and all that, and so that convinces the club to not buy a striker. And then after the transfer window ends, the fella gets injured.
Spends the next few games or the next few months out, and in the
Yeah.
end, yeah,
Or he
as
goes
the
out
club
of
is,
form.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's probably why Pep sold him to Arsenal.
yeah. So he's a massive race, but he could be one of the differentials for you to actually bet on. In other words, on the current run of hot form until
While
the
the
form actually dies out.
No, no,
Until the
until the
transfer window.
transfer window closes, yes.
To have him from now till then sell him away, just
Yeah.
like oh, the,
At the end of
company that
Jan,
you advise.
tell him.
Yeah, sell.
Mm.
Okay. So yeah,
Okay.
that wraps up our team's choices for today. As you notice, we may not have had the normal stats and slides and everything that has been prepared very painstakingly by Tef. But like I said, we wish him all the best because at the moment, we hope that everything is okay. He has some urgent family business to run. We hope that he'll be back to give us tips and everything and show us why he's the guru that has
Guru.
outperformed us in the past few seasons, except for last season. Pio managed to
Hey,
somehow,
it's two
somehow,
seasons.
sell.
It's 2 seasons. Whenever United plays well, I do well.
Okay, good luck for the next few seasons.
It's a
Okay.
storm. It's a storm.
All right, so with that, we're signing off. All the best for the upcoming Game Week 20 and think about your choices with regards to the upcoming double gamer for Liverpool and Everton, as well as the assistant manager picks. So, with that, we're signing off. Take care and see you again next
Have
week.
a have a good 2025, everyone. Happy New Year.
Adios.